Let's look at what's happening with AMC Entertainment stock today. We'll carefully break down volatility and options. I'll also show you open interest on the options. We'll also look at options trading volume. It's $2 to $3, where the price might be pulled to. So, let's review the latest news. We'll also talk about where the AMC Entertainment share price could go next. Let's start from the very beginning. Over the past year, the stock gradually stagnated. In fact, it's been almost 2 years here already. And just recently, in March, AMC Entertainment began to slowly reverse. As we can see, initially it rose by 100%. That's a fairly significant increase. Moreover, it rose in just 2 weeks. Then it corrected. Then it climbed again. It corrected once more and rose yet again. And that's a pretty healthy, lively chart. In other words, there's no stagnation like there was very recently, nor are there those incredible short squeezes of hundreds and hundreds of percent. There's simply a steady, smooth reversal. Let's move straight to volatility. What's happening here? Where can the stock go next? Well, first of all, I want to draw your attention to the fact that volatility on this stock is falling and is already at 80%. In fact, for AMC Entertainment, this is low volatility, because in recent times, especially over the past few years, since the main short squeeze that was in 2021, volatility there was under 600%. At the moment, it is gradually declining. Well, this is actually a normal, good signal, a good sign, because the company, the meme stock, AMC Entertainment, is turning into a company that can simply grow smoothly, not in sharp moves, but steadily increase over several years, but certainly with corrections like a regular standard stock. Also, the lower the volatility, the cheaper the options. Let's look at historical and implied volatility. Of course, historical volatility is fairly high. Well, because for a long time the stock remained at a high to volatility, but at the moment implied volatility is below its historical values. And if this continues, then most likely historical volatility will slowly start to fall and approach its normal levels. In other words, a slow, gradual decline. Let's look at the volatility smile. First, I want to draw your attention to the fact that the volatility smile is, in any case, still skewed toward call options. That is, as we can see, volatility is rising specifically on the call side. This indicates that for now, call options are still much more expensive than put options. Apparently, not many people are hedging at the moment. Maybe some believe in a rise. Maybe they simply don't want to hedge. It's hard to say. But right now, the volatility smile is directed toward calls. Now let's look at trading volume. So, the largest volumes are concentrated precisely in calls. This indicates that investors and traders are buying call options, that is, betting on a rise. The largest volumes are concentrated at the $2, $2.50, and $3 levels. In fact, besides acting as magnets, meaning the stock is drawn to these values, these are also, of course, resistance points. For example, at $2.50 on the calls, as we can see, we rose and fell exactly to $2.50. But, on the other hand, we have a large volume of put options. The put options also serve as a level of support. And, as we can see, today is a good indicator. In other words, we are simply stuck between the puts and the calls and cannot move. The price cannot decide where to go next, because for both the calls and the puts, the $2.50 strike is key, and very large volumes are concentrated there. Undoubtedly, if we move higher, that would be a good sign, and we could comfortably reach $3 again. But we have already reached $3. And here again, we'll face very strong resistance, in the form of call options. We'll need to overcome it. I don't know exactly what will happen. Maybe we'll need to approach that $3 level, pull back a little, and then break out sharply. If that happens, of course, it will be a good sign if we do it quickly enough. Then, as we see, there isn't much resistance after $3. So the stock may start to rise and keep rising. Let's look at open interest. Open interest is also concentrated at the $3 level. In general, my friends, watch the $3 level. I actually don't doubt that the stock can get there, although again, my friends, there are no guarantees here. I can't say that next week the stock will definitely rise to $3. If I had known, I would, of course, have put all my money on it and made a lot. But I don't do that because there are no 100% guarantees anywhere. We're just reviewing the market and looking at the options. And I'm simply saying that you need to watch this level. Now, let's return to stocks. So, I want to remind you once again that the single most important key to success is not choosing a specific stock, but competent position and portfolio management. I'll say right away, I have no idea where the price will go. I can't predict price movement, but I do manage positions skillfully. That is, at the right moments I build the correct option strategies, adjust them, sell in some places, buy in others. And if you do the same, you can outperform the S&P 500 and other stocks. That's the whole secret of successful traders. I'm not talking about lucky traders who bet on stocks that will rise. Yes. I'm talking about successful traders who specifically earn money by managing positions. What do I mean? Let's look at what the market is forecasting for these shares. So, in the near term, the market says $2 to $3. This is where the largest concentration of probabilities is. Let's look at the end of the year. Here, the market shifts slightly toward $2 to $2.50. That is, the market estimates that the stock will be worth exactly $2 to $2.50, with a probability of 20%. And of course, I would not advise going against the market. Also, let's look at the options we have here. Again, to understand which options are better to buy, you can look at volatility. Where volatility is lowest, that's where you can buy options. For example, the strikes. More precisely, the expiration dates in December and in January 2027. So here we have the cheapest options. Again, if you want to sell options, I want to draw your attention to the nearby strikes. Volatility is highest there. This is how you should work. Analyze the market. If you do this, you will be able to manage positions competently and calmly. Quick take on AMC. On August 3rd, the company announced its highest weekend revenue in its 106-year history. More than 10.2 million moviegoers across AMC and Odeon from Wednesday through Sunday. Management said the jump was driven by the opening of Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Media reported $355 million domestic, $927 million global, and that admissions and food and beverage hit all-time weekend highs. For traders, this is concrete volume and unit economics. Premium formats and F&B are lifting per-patron revenue. Expect elevated flow and options activity. The near-term question is whether attendance and F&B margins sustain after the Spider-Man window. Earnings snapshot. On July 20th, AMC reported Q2 2026 results that beat expectations, roughly $1.6 billion in revenue, and a record-adjusted EBITDA of $321.4 million, with adjusted EPS $0.14. The company generated $190.1 million of free cash flow for the quarter and reported $778.4 million in cash and cash equivalents at June 30th. Management emphasized operating leverage, margin expansion, and stronger attendance in the U.S. and Europe. Market takeaway. The quarter materially improves liquidity and trims near-term balance sheet risk. Trade price action should be sensitive to follow-on capital markets moves and any future dilution signals. So the key target is $3. We'll keep an eye on that. If we break through $3, then the price, of course, can rise further to $4 and to $5. We'll keep an eye on these stocks and continue to monitor them. If you have any questions, be sure to write in the comments or email me for closer cooperation. I also recommend you watch my previous video. Good luck to everyone.